Bulkhead returned to the Autobot base. No one was there except Ratchet. "Ratchet, where is everybody?" Bulkhead asked. "Optimus and the others have gone to search for Cybertronian Lupus. The children are at school," Ratchet replied. "By the way, do you know where Romibot is?" "That is what I'm going to tell you," Bulkhead explained the story behind Romibot's strange behaviour. For 8 months, Romibot was feeling strange because he wanted to share his life with a special female bot. 3 weeks ago, remember Optimus, Bumblebee, RC and I went to that alien location? Well, Romy spotted a Decepticon in the distance, a female con. He ran up towards her without anyone looking. He realized that he found the love of his life. Her name was Julicon. Not Julicon. Yeah, Julicon. Niece of Lord Megatron. After Romibot returned to our base, I could tell that he felt weird in his mind by the look in his eyes. We hid in the basement and he told me that he was in love with a female Decepticon. I screamed out loud because I was so shocked. After all that, Romibot wanted to see Julicon again. He asked me to come along with him. I refused at first, but I came along with him to make sure he was okay. So that's why you were screaming that day. Yes. Well, there is more than that to the story, so carry on. Okay then. As I was saying, I came with Romy to see his girlfriend. He expected to find her in Magic Paradise, but she was in some wasteland. Why was she there? She was there because she wanted to see Romy and wanted to leave the Decepticon ship. Was something going on in the ship? Julibot was getting problems at the ship. 5 months ago, Knockout asked her to marry him, but she panicked, so she said to him, "I don't know." Ever since that happened, he kept on asking. But thanks to Romy, she learned to stand up for herself. Recently, she said no to Knockout, but that didn't end too well. Ha ha. I guess that Julibot chose the right bot. Who would marry the Decepticon medic? Not me. That's true. Speaking of that, around an hour ago, Romy proposed to Julibot, and she said yes. Now they're engaged and they're both running away together. Ratchet was surprised about the story that was told to him. "Is that why Romibot was going in and out?" he demanded. Bulkhead nodded his head nervously. "Yeah, that's why, Ratch." "I'm really surprised. I don't know what to say." All this time, Romibot was in love with the Decepticon. There's a reason why I said Julibot instead of Julicon. She was built as an Autobot. She's also the lost cousin of Wheeljack. Is that the case? Yeah. Is that why Wheeljack was in depression? Yeah. That's why he wasn't talking to me. If she was an Autobot before she became a Decepticon, then that's a happy story. I guess so. I think we should tell Optimus about this. Not we should tell him. I should. Romibot wanted me to tell Optimus. I could explain the story to him. Please don't tell Miko or anybody else. I won't tell anyone until you tell Optimus. Thanks, Ratchet. By the way, what is this Cybertronian Lupus? Ratchet showed Bulkhead a photograph of the red crystal that shined against the sun. Cybertronian Lupus is a crystal that has been missing for thousands of years. We recently found out that the crystal was here on Earth. The Decepticons have been searching it for decades, since the day that it disappeared from Cybertron. But the only fact they don't know is that the crystal can only be activated by a Cybertronian wolf, Ratchet explained. Bulkhead gasped. Lupus means wolf in Latin? Of course, Ratchet replied. The humans named the crystal Cristallo Lupus. Ratchet, Julibot is a Cybertronian wolf. Bulkhead mentioned. By the old spark. A Cybertronian wolf lives on this planet? The Autobot medic questioned. 1 week later, the Autobots found the Cristallo Lupus and returned to the base. Bulkhead was still thinking about what his engaged friend told him. Should I or not, he thought, tell Optimus the truth about his nephew? I think I should keep my trap shut for a while, until it's the right time. It had been 5.5 hours that Bulkhead had stayed quiet, but he wasn't feeling too good about it. Miko was beginning to worry about her Autobot guardian. Hey, Bulkhead, you alright? She asked. You haven't said a word for hours. Bulkhead didn't answer the human's question. Miko got annoyed and sighed. Okay then, if you want to talk to me, I'm always here. Then she walked away. Suddenly, Optimus appeared at the lab, asking Ratchet, Ratchet, do you have any idea where Romibot is? Bulkhead's eyes widened. He started to pant rapidly, which caught the attention of the 3 children, RC, Bumblebee, Wheeljack, Ratchet, and Optimus. You're right. You don't seem, normal, Wheeljack stated. Bulkhead got too stressed out, and he that made him punch the wall, ripped the basement door off its hinges, and yelling, I can't take this anymore! I just can't! I have to say it now! Romibot! Optimus nearly fainted after Bulkhead mentioned his nephew's name. Where is he? Is my nephew alright? He demanded. But poor Bulkhead didn't answer Prime's question. He was screaming and freaking out. Luckily, Bumblebee and Wheeljack grabbed his arms, making sure that he didn't run off or fall down. But Bulkhead was still freaking out. Bulkhead, calm down! Ratchet shouted. There is no need to panic. Just take a deep breath and calm down. Bulkhead stopped panicking. He inhaled and exhaled deeply and slowly. You feeling much better? Ratchet asked, as Bulkhead nodded his head. That's good. Now you can tell Optimus what you told me earlier. Bulkhead was still feeling anxious, but he just wanted the truth out of his system. He told Optimus, I guess it's the right time to tell Optimus and everybody else the truth about Romibot. 4 weeks ago, Romibot fell in love. He told me this in the basement. Right here. At first, I was shocked because I thought he was joking, but he wasn't. Bumblebee opened the ground bridge. Then Romibot was skipping along, singing like a little girl. La 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 la. I followed him to make sure he was okay. Romy was away for 2 weeks because of her. Stupid wind. Her? Optimus noted, as he scratched his metal chin. Who is this lady bot? More details will help. Okay then. Her name is Julicon, niece of Lord Megatron. When Romy told me that his girlfriend was a Decepticon, I was so surprised at her, but he said that she was nothing like her uncle or the Khans. I believed him after I came along with him when he was meeting her for the second time. The 2 weeks he was gone, I told Wheeljack what had happened. When I mentioned the name Julicon, he told me that she was his long-lost cousin, also a Cybertronian wolf. One of the Lupus lives here? Yes, sir. When Romy returned, he needed to do what? He needed to find a ring to propose with. I helped him to find the best ring. 6 days later, we found the most beautiful ring that we have ever seen. I opened the ground bridge so Romy and I could go and find Julicon. but the ground bridge took us to the Decepticon ship. We knew that Julicon was there at the Energon chamber. Romy found her and told him that Megatron had forbidden her to leave the ship. But thanks to me, Romibot and his girlfriend, and 9 Energon cubes, and I fell out of the chamber after Knockout found out about us. After all this crazy activity, Romibot asked, Romibot asked what? Please, Bulkhead, tell everyone here, including I, what my nephew asked at Con. Okay, geez. Here goes nothing. Romy asked Julicon, will you marry me? And she was like, yes, 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 I will marry you. Now they're officially engaged. There, I said it. I couldn't have told you later than this. After the history was told, Bulkhead panted slowly. Bumblebee cuddled him with happy bleeps, and Wheeljack tapped his shoulder as he smiled. You did the right thing, Bulk, Wheeljack told him. Bulkhead was relieved that everyone kept their cool. Well, not everyone. Optimus had a disgusted expression on his face. His left eye was twitching, and his face was glowing slightly red. Is that normal? Wrath asked. Never seen a Prime look like that after a long story such as this, RC replied. Ratchet stared at Prime for 10 seconds. Optimus? You're right, the medic asked calmly. You seem shocked about the story that Bulkhead told us. All of a sudden, Optimus exploded in anger. His scream was so loud and scary that Raph, Miko hid behind Jack and Bumblebee hid behind Bulkhead. Everyone! Apart from Bulkhead, get out! Optimus roared. Every Autobot, apart from Bulkhead, including the children, left the lab and ran into the hallway. That includes you too, Bumblebee, Bulkhead said to the hiding scout, who also left for the exit. Miko peered through the doorway, determined to find out what was going to happen. Miko, Jack hissed quietly. Optimus doesn't want us in here. I know. I just want to see what's going to happen, Miko whispered back. That made the others peek through. Optimus stared at Bulkhead angrily. He seemed furious knowing that the secret was kept from him. Optimus? Bulkhead mumbled. Is that what has been happening? Behind my back? Optimus bellowed. Well, answer me! Yes, sir. If that's the case, why did Romibot, my only nephew, keep a secret like that from me? I can explain. Go ahead. How should I put it? What are you waiting for? I've had enough of this nonsense. All right. I'll tell you right now. Your only nephew never told you because you don't care about him. Optimus cooled down his anger, realizing that Bulkhead said something important. What? He questioned. What did you say? I said you don't care about Romibot, Bulkhead replied. The shouting caught the attention of the others as they returned into the lab. What's going on here? Jack asked. Has something gone wrong? I'm sure that everything is all right, Jack, RC replied. Suddenly, Optimus opened the ground bridge. Where are you going? Ratchet demanded. I'm going to find Romibot. I need to talk to him. Optimus answered. Instantly, the leader of the Autobots ran out of the base. "Wait! Optimus, come back!" Bulkhead shouted as he chased him. Miko followed her guardian, and everyone except Ratchet ran out of the base. Meanwhile, Romibot and his fiancée were sitting behind a rock in the wasteland, the place where they met 4 weeks ago. Romibot sighed, feeling glum inside. "Something wrong, dear?" Julicon asked, worrying about her love. "Nothing is wrong, darling," Romibot replied. "That's what I think." "Oh, Romy, I know you too well. I can tell that something is wrong. Is it about Bulkhead?" "It's not that at all. It's... What is it?" "It's just that... How can I put this? As we all know that, we've been engaged for a week." "I know. It seems like yesterday you proposed to me with this ring at the second. At that second, I was crying with tears of joy, and then I said yes. An unforgettable memory. Julicon, baby, I need to tell you one more thing." "What do you need to tell me?" "I just want to ask, will it be tomorrow or next week for us to be wed?" "Well, I'm not so sure, Romy." "Why?" "Let me explain. Couples that get engaged don't always get married straight after the dude proposes. That only happens in fairy tales. In reality, the lovebirds decide to get married a month or two after they get engaged, but most of the time, they marry a year or two after." "I see. I understand. We shouldn't rush into things like that in case anything goes wrong. Speaking of that, if you were engaged to Knockout, which date would he want to be wed?" "I agree with you there. Ugh, if I was engaged to that Medicon, he would want the celebration in 10 seconds and I would just drive off and never come back. But I'm happy in being with you." Romibot smiled at his fiancée, hugged and kissed her on the forehead. Everything was just perfect until a deep voice called out from nowhere. "Romibot," the voice called out, "show yourself. I will not fight you. I just want to talk." Romibot knew that the voice came from Optimus. "Julicon, it's my uncle. I must face him. Stay here," he told Julicon as he kissed her on the neck. Romibot came out of his hiding place, facing his uncle, who was about 120 inches away from where he was standing. The other Autobots and the Freeton were standing behind some trees. "Bulkhead told you, didn't he?" Romibot asked. "Of course," his uncle replied with a straight face. "I pretty much thought we would meet like this. If there was anyone to blame for this, don't blame Bulkhead. Don't blame my love, Julicon. Blame me." "I don't blame anyone." "Oh, really? By the way, I don't see the reason you would come out here looking for me. I know you don't care about me, so don't act that isn't true." Optimus gasped after he heard what his nephew said. So it is true, he thought. "What's true?" Romibot questioned. "Romibot, do you really think that I don't care about you?" "Since we came on Earth, yes. That was all I ever felt about you. It just seems like I'm nothing to you. Just a BMW Autobot that can't get a good enough relationship with his giant uncle Lorry Prime. The 8 months I was silent, remember? Of course not. You acted like that it wasn't something that I didn't need help on. Because I did need help, and you weren't there for me. Only Bulkhead and Ratchet That was it. Even when I want to talk to you, something has to distract you, such as, I don't know, something like Megatron planning to blow up a farm, or the other Decepticons wanting to purchase 10,000 sweaters. That's all I need to say. If you hate me now, say it. I'll understand if you don't want me to be part of you. But I cannot lose Julicon. She's the only thing I have. All her life she was a Decepticon under Megatron's power. But inside her Spock she was an Autobot that was taken away after Cybertron fell. Since the day I met her, I can't imagine myself living life without her. Of course I don't hate you. What? I'll never hate you. You're my nephew. You are part of me that I cannot pull out. After Cybertron fell, you were on the ground left for scrap. I thought you were gone, but I was lucky knowing that you were still alive. I couldn't bear losing you, so I took you to Earth making sure you were safe. What you said about me, it was all true. I know what I did to you was wrong. I regret it all. I just want you to know that I do really care about you, and I'm sorry. You mean everything to me. Will you forgive me? Oh, Uncle Optimus, I never knew you really cared about me. Of course I'll forgive you. And I'm sorry for saying the worst about you. The uncle and the nephew hugged each other with smiles on their faces and tears pouring out of their eyes. Julicon smiled as she walked towards Romibot and Optimus. It's wonderful that you have an understanding uncle, she said. It's an honor to meet you, Optimus Prime. It's an honor to meet you too, he added. Julicon. Please, sir, call me by my Autobot name, Julibot, she suggested. After that, Wheeljack came out of the trees. He noticed his lost cousin. Wheeljack stared at her blankly. Julie? What? Is that you? He murmured. By the Allspark, Julicon gasped. My cousin Wheeljack, the wrecker. I lost. It has been so long. Jackie, it is you. Juliebot? You remember me? I do remember you, Wheeljack. I can't believe it. I thought you were gone forever, but you came back. I know how unhappy you were with the Decepticons, but thanks to Romibot you returned to the Autobots. No, not officially an Autobot. Romibot is amazing and wonderful. You two are engaged? Yes, we are. That's wonderful. Congrats to you both. Thank you so much. It means so much for he and I. You're welcome. I'm just happy for my littlest cousin is engaged to the nephew of Optimus Prime. I think this is a beautiful moment. So does Setch, don't you? Yeah. Everything was just going smoothly. Everyone all cheered with happiness until the dark clouds ruined it all. Oh dear. Such a lovely scene. Really disgusting. Don't you think so, boys? But in a mysterious voice. Julicon gasped, recognizing the voice. Uh-oh. He has found me right here, right now. Who has? Romibot asked. End of part 3.